Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here and welcome back to another Reddit video. Today we will be reading and reacting to posts from r/IAmVerySmart. These are people who think they are the smartest people in the world, but instead of doing anything productive with the supposed intelligence, they brag about it all over the internet. Let's get started. Fun fact, out of roughly 253,000 residents of Buncombe County, about 635 have an IQ over 140. Welcome to my nightmare. I'm sure there's a support group out there somewhere. Yeah, Mensa, but they're all gross. Start your own group, duh. For a smarty, you sure are dumb. So this is a classic example of a person who took an online IQ test and think they're all of a sudden a genius who's smarter than everyone else. And when the guy in the blues talks about Mensa, an actual group for high IQ individuals, the very smart guy thinks they're gross. Probably failed their test and couldn't get in. So someone was talking about waving their hand and a grammar dictator just had to step in. That's a common grammatic mistake. You can't call it a wave. The wave is a gesture, but a hand was shown at the end. So your comment should have been the hand at the end. And yes, I would personally cut off the laughing emoji too, because it would make my comment seem immature. I suggest you do likewise. Cheers, friend. Edit. Downvoting for not understanding my enhanced vocabulary or just following the bandwagon. Either way, I will regain the karma points, so please stop. Oh wow, the edit just made this so much more r/IAmVerySmart than it was before. And now someone who claims to be a walking dictionary. This guy is going way too deep into semantics for no reason. In language, do you know what the correct way to say things are? The ones that most people accept, not what the r/IAmVerySmart say. And this guy made another post, oh my goodness. Here's what you need to know in order to continue browsing my profile. If you read the terms of service of Reddit, you'd know that I have the right to my personal information and the content of my profile. So if you'd like to continue browsing my profile, you must first give this post or any of my other posts platinum. And no, I don't mean silver, and no, I don't mean gold. Only platinums. I'm trying to break the Reddit record for having the biggest gold to platinum ratio, so golds would ruin it. One more time, just to be clear, and if you'd like to continue browsing my profile, give this post platinum. And no, you're not allowed to continue browsing my profile without gilding this or any of my other posts. I won't bother you with the legal technicalities, which much of you probably won't understand anyway. But when you agree to the Reddit terms of service, you also agree to not violate anyone's personal information. Thank you in advance for the platinums. No golds or silvers, please. Edit. Silvers are actually okay, as they do not hurt the ratio of platinums to golds, though I do not care about them, as if that makes anything better. Edit 2. You really think you're funny with giving me gold even though I specifically asked for platinums? Not like a few golds will matter anyway, lol. I have a few posts coming that will give me mountains of platinums of certain subreddits, so yeah, you can't really stop me breaking the platinum to gold ratio record. But hey, at least you tried. But I think you stopped that yourself by being such an idiot. And edit 3. Not a single platinum so far, and I've seen countless people replying to my comments with, after looking at your profile, you have been warned. It only has a -1? I would have thought that this would have had like 1,000,000 downvotes, but apparently it only has 3. This guy's just completely insufferable, isn't he? He only wants the highest of Reddit honors. Only platinum. None of that lowly gold, silver or gold stuff. Oh no, that's for Reddit peasants. Let's move on before my brain melts. Albert Einstein is wrong. He is given E = mc² proof error. Multiple rule differential calculus mathematics is impossible to apply on mass. Mass is state constant at the speed of light. Mass change only state of matter. Here is a guy who thinks that he has disproved Albert Einstein, one of the smartest people to ever live, and then tries to prove that one of his most famous equations, E = mc², is wrong. Well, a user by the name of sballo is an actual physicist and has a few words for him. The first equation is simply the definition of mass in a relativistic context. As you can see, if v to c, the mass m goes to infinity as expected. m0 is called rest mass and is the mass of the body you measure if you're moving at its same speed. Now from there on, he just moves things around a little, and up to line 4 everything looks fine. For some reason in line 5 he decides to differentiate the equation. This line looks wrong to me because he's not taking into account the fact that the mass m, not m0, depends on velocity. I might be wrong here, but it's 6 AM, so forgive me not trying to do the damn calculation myself. From there on, he just tries to conclude something out of a wrong calculation. Most importantly, he fails pretty hard with the last statement. Newton's second law states F equals dp over dt, that is, force is equal to the derivative of the momentum with respect to time. Momentum is simply P equals mv, where m is not necessarily relativistic, but might also just be class 6, so m equals m0. Yes, this is a more general expression of the famous F equals ma law. If you work this out, you get F equals m dv over dt plus v dm over dt, which is a totally legitimate equation and not totally wrong as the author says. If the mass is constant in time, the second term is plain zero, and that's fine, but there are many solutions, including the relativistic case, where the mass depends on time. For example, suppose you want to study the motion of a rocket which ejects fuel to move. Its mass won't be constant for the whole motion, so you will have to take into account the mass derivative to provide a correct description of its dynamics. So this guy just doesn't know crap about first-year university physics and thinks he can falsify Einstein. Gotta love it when r/IAmVerySmart people get owned by actually smart people. Damn it, Target, I just want some goddamn clothes. If you're sick of corporations forcing politics of any stripe down your throat, and you are smart enough to know they're patronizing you, then this is the book for you, Curse of the High IQ, by himself. First of all, that's the shirt section. If you're looking for shoes, then why the hell are you looking there? And second, I did say before in a previous video that companies are not the most genuine when it comes to celebrating things like Pride and only do it to sell more stuff. So I kind of feel where you're coming from, only kinda though. We don't need that kind of language. Keep those kinds of thoughts to yourself, please. And right, the book. You're one of those people, huh? The ones who think they're at the top, yet don't understand why people dislike you? Have you ever considered that IQ isn't everything, and that social intelligence can be just as important? Seems like you're pretty dumb in that regard. More often than not, I express my economic views to my general friends, and their implied response, is this guy messed up in the head? Well, I'll have all you guys know I've had the same discussion with a Russian who has a master's degree in quantum physics, and he said, those are some very interesting points you bring. Hashtag not a lost cause. Hashtag I'm going home. Well, I think anyone can see the lying from a million miles away, as they're using the Russian physicist, which is a pretty common archetype, and a general response, those are some interesting points to bring. And the random whom, which by the way is being used incorrectly here, a telltale sign of r/IAmVerySmart. Who only knows of Chernobyl because of a crappy series. I'd hate to know I was an idiot that didn't know about it. I had no clue about that because I do not need a TV series to find out about it because I've studied it for years. First of all, Chernobyl was a pretty amazing miniseries, so if you guys haven't watched it, then check it out. And second, even if the events were dramatized for the show, it's entertainment at the end of the day. It's meant to entertain, and if people want to do further research on a topic, they're free to do so. If not, then that's okay too. You don't need to know every detail about all of human history. As a matter of fact, even the smartest and most experienced historians don't know it all. And now the struggle of an intellectual. People tell me that I'm antisocial. Please understand that me trying to have a conversation with someone of average intelligence is equivalent to that same person trying to have a conversation with someone who is a bit special. I like talking to people who can keep up with me. Give me 3 or 4 beers first and maybe I'll talk to you too. And here's another one with a false sense of superiority. Or are you just terrible at getting people to buy you beers? Either way, moving on. So this YouTube comment was on a documentary that was narrated by Liam Neeson. More accustomed to professional classicists, the voice of a Hollywood actor totally turned me off. So many fantastic academics with many years of university and documentary experience could have done this, and probably for a lot less money. Paul Cartledge, Tom Holland, Bethany Hughes, Mary Beard, Lorna Hardwick, Chris Emlyn Jones. Neeson's voice simply kept reminding me of some crappy Hollywood movie that such great and significant content can only be marketed by using a famous celebrity as a sad reflection of our dumbed-down society. Wait a second, Tom Holland? Oh, never mind. Just look at the comment section. They're talking about a historian, apparently. Thanks to Corvo Draken for letting us know that. Angry Celt noises. The closest they got to retribution was Strong Religion in Civ 5. Hey man, God here. Using abbreviations doesn't help your case. People who use any form of abbreviation are usually dim-witted. That's because they're unable to spell out the full word. And if you decide to use an abbreviation, you should spell it out with parentheses. You shouldn't say Civ 5, but Civ 5, parentheses, Civilization 5. When you decide to use abbreviation, it's usually because you are unable to spell the full word out, and you're lazy. You don't have the motivation to write it out, which means you are indeed dim-witted. By the way, that is a very humble introduction there. Hey man, God here, calling yourself God. And by the way, abbreviations are not used because they're idiots, they're used for convenience. It gets the message out quicker and it's fine as long as people understand them. Spelling everything out doesn't make you smarter, it only makes you more r/IAmVerySmart. There's a lot of things Elon Musk isn't telling us, because we can't handle it. Some people can, I can, but there are a lot of weak-minded people who couldn't. Or it could just mean that you can't say every single detail about all of those companies that Elon Musk is running in a 2 or 3 hour podcast. Learnt? What does it learnt mean? Am I not dumb enough to understand what learnt is? It's not that deep. Learn. Verb. Past tense learnt. Past participle learnt. Now if you are so smart, then how come you don't know about the existence of British English? Ice-T tweets, movie review, John Wick Parabellum, crazy gun fu, wild knife fight, I'm a fan of the franchise, FLTG approved. You probably don't understand John Wick at all with your low IQ, all you care about is the action scenes. More people who don't understand entertainment even though it's literally in the name. The whole point is to entertain people. You don't have to read so deep in it if you don't want to. But you can if you want. I'm not stopping you. But please don't criticize other people for not doing it. And now entering, the president of r/IAmVerySmart, Donald J. Trump. He is the smartest of the r/IAmVerySmarts, believe me. And of course, in his infinite wisdom, he says, now that Russian collusion after 1 year of intense study has proven to be a total hoax on the American public, the Democrats and their lapdogs, the fake news mainstream media, are taking out the old Ronald Reagan playbook and screaming mental stability and intelligence. Actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being, like, really smart. Crooked Hillary Clinton also played these cards very hard and, as everyone knows, went down in flames. I went from very successful businessman to top TV star to President of the United States on my first try. I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius, and a very stable genius at that. Are you forgetting that you did run for president in 2000? And failed? Either way, I think it's time to retire the whole subreddit, because I think we've peaked here at r/IAmVerySmart. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. If you had something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. Thank you for watching.